Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to my year-end video where I'm going to be showing you my entire guitar collection. This is the first time I've ever showed my entire collection in one video. I've had a ton of requests for it, and it's been a crazy year for Guitar Guts. I started Trash to Thrash at the beginning of this year. The channels went from about 2,000 subscribers up to almost 15,000 subscribers, and I figured what's a better way to end the year than to show off the entire collection. So we're gonna kind of do it in different sections because I have guitars over on this wall, guitars over there, a couple on stands around here, we got some behind me, but they're all in one room. So let's start with these ones here. Over here I consider this like my Metallica classic metal section. We got, of course, a pair of Epiphone Explorers. A lot of you guys know my Epiphone Explorers from when I was doing tons of Metallica covers all the time. You guys have seen my Gibson Flying V, of course the Ltd, but almost all these guitars are modified, you know, modified pickups, kill switches, all kinds of stuff. So I want to go through them and show you guys what's up with them. Here we have an 84 reissue Explorer in the classic white. This is actually a different one than I had years ago with the black hardware. I sold that one. I got this one because it looks a little more like the Ride the Lightning era, Master of Puppets era Explorers James was using, and I thought this one was really cool. It's got Grover tuners, it's got the EMG headset, and it's got the strap button relocated to the back, so the guitar sits a lot more balanced. This thing is awesome. The pickups, the black chrome headset sound great. And then I have basically the exact same guitar here. Same strap button relocated to the back. It's the black version of the Epiphone 84 Explorer. This one's got 81 and 85 pickups. I've been meaning to switch it to a 60. I forgot that I thought I had a 60 in it until I looked just now, but yeah, this guitar, another workhorse. This thing's a beast. The two of those things, man, I love those guitars. You don't really come across them used very often, so I think they'll be in the collection forever. And the same for this one. This one is my 67 Flying V Reissue. It's a 2003 model. And this one I've changed out all the hardware to Wilkinson tuners. We got the stock pickups in it. I've switched all the hardware down here to black knobs, black pickup switch. And I actually bought this thing in 2004, but it was brand new when I bought it. It was the first expensive guitar I ever bought, over $1,000 guitar. Another one I will never part with. That will be with me forever. Here we have my Edwards Star. This is the second newest one, my newest electric in my collection. I love Edwards guitars. I've got two more that I'll be showing you in a couple minutes. But man, I've never played a Star guitar. I had to have this thing. I've been looking at them for years. This guitar is so cool. It's got the Kirk Hammett style inlays, skull and crossbones. It's all black. The only mod I think I'm going to ever do on this guitar is probably going to be to add just an all black kill switch that you'll hardly even notice. Got the selector switch right here, a single volume, a Floyd Rose original, which is awesome. And then it's got Seymour Duncan, I think it's a JB, and an Invader here. So super shredder. Actually, I've not made any videos with it as far as playing with it yet, so it's gonna have to make an appearance pretty soon because that guitar is just too cool. Edwards guitars are made in Japan, and you know, Japanese guitars are always high quality, killer shred machines. Here, dang, this thing's heavy. This is a 1998 Ltd M100. It was the first year that they were importing LTDs for the standard production line. And for this one, it was the closest thing at the time you could get to a Kirk Hammett guitar. They didn't make the KH LTDs. So I had bought this in 1998. And yeah, this was my main guitar for a long time. It was my first guitar with the Floyd Rose. Got the stock tuners up there. I added the EMG bone breakers. I've upgraded the bridge to an original Floyd Rose. And I even have an EMG preamp and an EMG phase inverter. So it's got some really cool little switching action going on. At one point I had a D-tuner on this guitar, but when I switched from the licensed bridge to the original Floyd Rose, the D-tuner didn't line up with this cutout, so I took it off. Eventually I need to, you know, make this cutout a little bigger because it looks very weird to just have that cutout, but to me this thing is like my workhorse. It's a killer guitar. The Korean-made LTDs are awesome. I've got a couple of them out over there that I'll show you in a few minutes, and out in the shop, which we will not be including today because those are not from my personal collection. I have a bunch of LTDs, Korean-made ones, so I love Korean guitars, actually. Here's another one. This is another guitar. It's a 1998 Les Paul Custom Epiphone, and it's one that I bought brand new back then. I bought this before. It was the guitar I got before the Ltd, I bought it because Kirk Hammett and James Hetfield played black Les Paul Customs, and I had to have one. Again, this one's got Wilkinson tuners and the Het set. So I forget his name, but it was one of you guys out there sent me the Het set to drop in one of my guitars as a gift. So if you guys ever want to send me parts, send me any guitar related stuff, hit me up. I've got a P.O. box, and you could send whatever in. I'll give you a shout out or whatever you need. We got the Iron Age kill switch on this one. All black hardware. It originally had gold hardware, but made in Korea, and these things just shred. I'll never get rid of this one. So far, I've said that about every single guitar, but I really love that guitar. Here, we have a Jackson. It's a 1993 Dinky Reverse. When I bought it on eBay, it actually had a maple neck. I swapped the maple neck onto another one, and then eventually sold the guitar with the maple neck because somebody gave me a great offer, and I thought, yeah, I'd rather have the money. So when I first started playing guitar, my friend's dad had this exact same model guitar in the same color. I've had all kinds of different configurations of pickups and stuff over the years, but I went back to the standard open coil humbuckers because it reminds me of my friend's dad's guitar when I was a kid. So same thing with the bridge, actually. I've swapped out the bridge with original Floyds and stuff over the years, but it's now back to just the Jackson bridge because it's not one of my main players, and it's more of a nostalgic piece for me to keep. This is made in Japan. I love this guitar. I need to string it up. I need to finish it. It had all gold hardware for a while, and it was really cool, but it's much more nostalgic to me to keep it with the black hardware. We have a push-pull here, so you can split the coils of the pickups. Actually, it's not even wired up. I added in this three-way switch here, and I'm going to make this three-way switch do all kinds of series, parallel, and humbucker setting. And then we got the Iron Age kill switch with the blue LED down there. I'll probably make this either a phase inverter or something else, make it into a different function than the coil tap that it is now. But yeah, this is just another guitar with a reverse headstock. It says PS4, but like I said, it's actually a dinky reverse. Here is one of the newer ones. This one I got in the last year from one of the viewers of Trash to Thrash, who traded in some guitars to have me rebuild his guitar, named Matt. You'll see Matt's Gothic Explorer coming up on one of the episodes, probably in season 3 or 4. It's an 8-string Legator. So it's actually made in China. Same with those two Explorers. Those are both made in China. But all three of these guitars are killer, man. It's got the fan frets, so it's multi-scale, and 8-string, it's headless, and it's got this crazy chameleon flip-flop paint job where like it's purple and blue depending on which angle you look at it. It appears to just be blue in my camera right now, but I can assure you it turns purple sometimes. Awesome guitar, maple neck on it, bolt-on, and what I like about it is it's just so tiny, it's so light. It fits in your lap when you want to play on the couch or whatever, and it actually replaced 2 guitars that I had. I had an Ibanez RG8, 8-string, cool guitar, but after I got this, didn't need that anymore. And a Steinberger Spirit, which is kind of a cheaper version of the headless ones like Eddie Van Halen used to play. Once I got this one, I decided I didn't really need either of those anymore. So I don't play a lot of 8-string, but that thing is just too cool. I love it. And now the last guitar in this little section here is my bass. It's a 4-string Ltd made in Korea, again, and it kind of matches the guitar down there, the Ltd on the end. My buddy, in 1998 when I bought that one, he said he wanted to start playing bass. So he went down to the guitar shop that I bought that from and bought this. And they were brought in on the same shipment. It was the first batch of Ltds to hit our music store. So I think they're the same year. They've got to be built within the same couple months, and I've come across a lot of other really cool basses, but I don't think I'm ever going to really want to get rid of this one because it was my friend's old bass, and it matches one of my favorite guitars in my collection. Okay, so now we're over in section 2, and when I look at the guitars here, I can see only one of them is actually mine. So that's a customer's guitar you're going to see on Trash to Thrash. This one is one that I just finished that is officially for sale. So if you're interested in this monster, look at this beauty. It's an Ltd made in Korea, 1998 or 1999. This one's an HSH, so 3 pickups. Got the EMG 81, the SLV, and the 85. An original Floyd Rose, an Iron Age kill switch with a green LED, a 5-way pickup selector switch. Beautiful guitar. I love this thing. The matched headstock on it. I want to keep this one. This is like right there with the Tiger Rhodes to me that I had built years ago. This is something I would love to have in my collection, but you know, I do this for a living and I need to make money, so that one is officially for sale. If you want it, send me a DM or leave a comment down Actually, don't leave a comment. Send me an email, mark@guitarguts.com, and let's talk about it, because I've been putting it out there and I've had a bunch of inquiries. So you're going to want to jump on it if you want that guitar. This right here is a Frankenstrat that I built a couple years ago. It's made from a 1992 Korean Stratocaster. And the Korean Strats from the early 90s were killer guitars. Maple neck. It's got some weight to it, man. Stock tuners. We got, I routed it out for a Floyd Rose that originally had just the standard tremolo on it. This one's really cool. I gotta plug it in for you because it lights up with LEDs. And it's just awesome. Got the white tone knob, the clear pick guard, cool wiring inside there, a Tessie arcade style kill switch, big old white button on there. The pickup is so heavy and so hot. It's like an overwound EVH pickup. So it's got tons of output and tons of gain, but a lot of high end and clarity. And for Van Halen stuff, it's almost too heavy. You got to roll the volume back down to like 6 or 7. But I play with a lot of gain. I love a lot of gain. So my amp half the time is on 10 for gain, and a nice heavy output, high output pickup like that is what I like. So this pickup isn't even hooked up, but I did a lot of custom work to this one. You could see the pickup is purple and blue. We got the blue lighter. The blue lighter is just for fun, just for looks, because I thought, what else could you stick in there that's kind of cool? When you're on stage, you could always light up a cigarette or a joint or whatever, like Eddie would have, you know, he was always smoking cigarettes, and you could always use a lighter. Then we got the battery in there, and the battery does power stuff in there, and it's striped up to match the guitar. One of my newer ideas that I've come up with is I've been using rechargeable batteries for my guitar. So once the battery dies in this, I'll probably paint up a rechargeable one, so I don't have to just keep repainting batteries every couple years. But yeah, this pickup is I don't know if I even said what it was. It's a DVS Bastard. DVS was a company that was around a couple years ago that makes pickups, and they were a ghost builder that would ship them to guitar companies to put in their stock guitars. So they've kind of disappeared, and I don't know if it's because they got some big accounts or they went under or what happened, but the DVS Bastard is a killer pickup. I love that thing. I had actually won it in an Instagram contest, and yeah, one of my favorite EVH pickups. I got the 1969 quarter on there, and that's just kind of like a 69, haha, but the year we landed on the moon was 1969, and this always had a space vibe to me, so that's why I went with 69 on this one. Another thing is the blue and purple burst. It's my favorite Van Halen colors. I just did a Wolfgang in these colors, which is also for sale. Maybe I'll show you guys the 3 guitars I have out in the shop that I just finished at the end of the video that are all for sale too. So anybody wants to jump on one of those ones, they're for sale. This one I'm probably going to keep in my collection unless somebody offers me like $1,500 or more for it, because it's a guitar I've had forever and I've done a lot of work on, and it's awesome. The black chrome EVH branded Floyd Rose on it, and matching, locking nut up there. Awesome guitar. Love this thing. It's actually the only Frankenstrat I personally own at this point, which is kind of crazy because over the years I've had a ton of them. So yeah, this is the only one that I've actually kept. If you guys have been watching the channel and the Instagram lately, you know about the Les Paul crackles here. I actually just finished recording a video with them. That's why they're in the house and not out in the shop. But yeah, those two are going to be given away before the end of the year. So awesome guitars. And then we got the Roswell over there. That's the Roswell I had built a while ago. I did a giveaway for it, and the guy never claimed it. I reached out to him a couple times. I sent him email and Patreon messages, and he never claimed the guitar. So I'm just holding on to it for a long time, and we'll see. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I want to hold on to it for at least a year, reach back out to the guy, and see what he wants me to do with that thing. And now this brings me to the final section of the room. This is where I keep my exotic, my favorite guitars. We'll start over here on the left. I had to decide real quick. Actually, before we get to that one, let's go over the acoustics. Since that one's the acoustic, one of the acoustics, I got 3 acoustics. This one is my classical acoustic. It's a Takamine. I love this guitar. I love the look of it. I love that it's got a cutaway. When I walked into the music store, I walked up to the wall of acoustics. I've always wanted a nice classical, and I just ran my fingers across all of them. Boom, 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 boom. This one sounded the best to me. It looked the best to me. I looked at the price tag and it was like $350. It's a discontinued model from the G series. It's the EG124C, and it's by far my favorite acoustic I've ever played. I love this guitar. Over here we have my 12-string. It's an Aria, and this one actually used to belong to one of my bosses. I worked for this guy Mike for like 15 years, and this one was always around the shop. And then when he decided to retire when he was like 80 years old, he asked me if I wanted it, if I wanted to buy it. We came up to a price of, I think, of $100, and I said, hell yeah, I need a 12-string in my collection. So I rarely play it, but I use it for videos and recording. I figure each one of these instruments, like the 8-string, the bass, the 12-string, the nylon string, the steel string acoustic, like you need all these different paintbrushes. You need all these different colors on your palette, because when you're recording, you can't just use electric 6-strings all the time. You need to have like different textures and tones, and you need to kick your camera once in a while so the whole thing shakes. But yeah, so I don't play it much, but it is an awesome guitar. It actually needs a little tune-up and a cleanup because you can see how dusty it is. It sits on a stand in the corner of the room. I leave all my guitars out because I feel like they're pieces of art. I love looking at them. I pick them up way more when they're out on a stand. And to put them in a case, it's like, you kind of forget about them unless you need it, unless you're like, I need a 12-string to record this one part. So I like to have them all out. Okay, here we have my newest guitar. So this one was my birthday present this year. I found it on, I think it was Facebook Marketplace for $75. That's crazy to me. It's a 2003 or 2002 possibly, Ltd, what's the name of this one? Like EC200, AC200E, that's what it is. It's acoustic electric. It's got the Ltd preamp built into it, made in Korea, gold hardware. I love that. Gold hardware is pretty much my favorite. I love gold hardware. I love purple. It's got the binding around the edge like my Ltd Deluxes do over here, the quilted maple top. I mean, are you kidding me? $75? I would have paid like $1,000 for this guitar. I had never seen these before. I've been a collector of guitars since the mid-90s, basically, the late 90s, so the fact that I had never seen this guitar like blew me away. The price, the look. It does need some work. I changed the strings and kind of tuned it up, adjusted the truss rod and stuff, but there's still a lot of buzz in areas, so I don't know. I'm going to go through it one day, check the frets really good. It probably has uneven frets, and maybe the bridge needs to be replaced. I don't know, but for now, it's still totally playable. I mean, but it could be better. Next, we have the Ltd Mh1000. This was my first Ltd Mh1000. I've owned 3 or 4 of them now. And I got this one on Craigslist too. I got it for $375. Awesome guitar. Neck through. I've got the FU tone purple noiseless springs on this one. Black chrome Floyd Rose original. EMG 5766 set in black chrome. So everything's black chrome. Just beautiful guitar to me. Iron Age LED kill switch with a white LED. Pretty sure it's a white LED on this one. And it's got the stock Grover tuners, black chrome. Made in Korea Ltd. It doesn't get much better than this. The Ltd Mh1000s might be my favorite guitar. It's hard. The Edwards that I have behind me that I'm going to show you in a second, that might be my favorite guitar. It's hard to say, but man, this thing is like my Black Knight guitar. I've got it tuned to C# standard, which is what I write a lot of my original progressive music in. This here is another Mh1000. This is one I found on Reverb for $500. The guy was asking a little more than that. I'd seen that it had been up there for a few months, and no one had bought it. When I bought it, it came kind of like that one. I had like the standard non-shiny metal EMG pickups, so it's like the standard ones. It had black chrome hardware. I switched everything to gold. We got EMG 81 and 60 pickups in it now. These really cool knobs made by Q Parts that have abalone, like colored abalone or whatever, inlays on top of them. This one actually has a Tessie kill switch, because Tessie I think is the only one I could find that makes gold kill switches with the green LED. It's got a Floyd Rose original, and it's got a lot of Floyd upgrades. You can see I decked it out with FU tone stuff. Stainless hardware, titanium inserts there. We got the big block on the back, so big that you can't put the cover on the back anymore. We got the brass screws, the brass claw, and the red noiseless springs. Thing is a monster. I'm like hitting stuff. There's a ceiling fan above me. Beautiful Goto tuners on the back. The Mh1000s are also made in Korea, so that makes like my 6th Korean Ltd in here. But yeah, neck through Mh1000s. These things are just too much. They're too awesome. This might be my #1 guitar. like I keep saying, man, it's really hard to say. I don't know if you guys remember when I started Trash to Thrash, I had 50 guitars in my collection. I made a video showing all 50. I never edited it because it was too much work to edit. I've whittled my collection down to 25, I think, from 50 at the beginning of the year. So some of them got rebuilt and sold as like customs for Trash to Thrash. Some of them are on the, I have like a big rack of guitars out in my shop that are like the next ones to grab to start working on. So this one, out of all of them, this one and the Red Edwards, it might be number one for me. Here we have one of the newest electrics that I picked up. I bought this one not knowing if I was going to keep it or not. I actually had a blue quilted maple Jackson that's out in the shop right now. It's either going to get sold or rebuilt. I'm not really sure yet, but I'm not staying in the collection because I have too many guitars now. This one I'm not 100% sure. So far, I mean, I think it's going to stay for a little bit until I find something blue that I like better. But it's an Mh1000, so it's very similar to the 1000s, but it doesn't have the exact same abalone binding going around the body or the neck. So it's like got a little less of the fanciness. It has the original EMG 8185 pickups. I switched it out to an original Floyd Rose, black chrome. Gotta have the original Floyd. We have an Iron Age kill switch with a blue LED, one master volume, an EMG preamp here, so a PA2. That I didn't even know it was going to come with. I was wondering what the switch did. The owner never mentioned it in the listing, so came in, and yeah, it's an EMG PA2 preamp. 20 decibel boost, which is adjustable if you want. You can knock it down to like 10 decibels, 15, whatever you want. So this is a great guitar, another Korean LTD. It's neck through, which to me is a requirement these days for electrics. I really love neck throughs, and solid guitar. All right, we're coming down to the final 3 guitars in my personal collection. I actually do have another Mh1000 that's in the shop. That's mine. That's being completely redone. Brand new paint job. It's going to be super custom, more custom than any of these. And that one's not going to be done probably for 6 months, a year, I don't know. But the final 3 of the collection, these are 3 of my favorites. And yeah, this one I just bought, I'm pretty sure last year, 2020. Ordered it from Japan. Edwards, a CY165 CTM, probably one of my favorite guitars I've ever played. It's in this awesome quilted maple, natural wood. It kind of reminds me of Kirk Hammett's natural Ouija. This one, just like the Mh1000s, has the binding that goes around the entire body. Another really cool feature is it has 27 frets. So it's got the angled neck pickup, and the 27 frets only goes to the last, the 4 strings on the high end. And the low strings only go to 26 frets. Awesome guitar. Has a Seymour Duncan custom SH5, I think, and a cool rails in the neck. It came with these weird little green jewel knobs. They're cool, whatever. I'll probably change them one day. Gold original Floyd Rose. Just look at this beauty. It is awesome. It's not so flashy. That's kind of what I like about it. Like if I ever have to do something classy one day, maybe I'll play this one. I love the ebony fretboard with the mother of pearl vine. And then the flowers are abalone, so it's got like some real intricate inlay work. The abalone binding follows all the way up the headstock, and the logo is even headstock. Or the logo is even headstock. That made no sense. It's even abalone. And the previous owner, because I bought this one used on eBay, put this cool truss rod cover on it that's natural wood, fits the guitar really good. And this one actually got some locking tuners, a set of Gotos that came on it as well. So very beautiful. Very awesome. It came with this nice strap even. Yeah. They actually make 4 different colors of these Edwards. They make red, blue, natural, and sunburst. So I always wonder one day if I'm gonna snatch up a blue one somewhere, or I don't know. They're expensive. They're almost $2,000. This one is one that I bought in about 2010. It's the exact same guitar, Edwards CY165 CTM. This is like my real number one, I would say, because this is the one I've had the longest. The quality is just unmatchable. The other natural one is very similar, but the neck profile is a tiny bit different, so I think they're made in a different year from each other. And the Mh1000s, I mean, I don't know, they do all have a slightly, the Mh1000s have a flatter, thinner neck. This one's more of a C shape, where that one's more of like a thin U, I would say. But I love the shape of this neck. I love the construction. I mean, look at the quality of the different 7-piece maple neck. Maple and walnut travels all throughout the body. We got the FU-tone big block down here. This is a beauty. I love this thing. Original Floyd Rose, of course. We got the custom Q parts knobs. I one time did swap out the neck pickup for a hot rail, and didn't love it. Switched back. Actually switched it to a single coil after that too. Seymour Duncan SSL1. Went back with the cool rail. So yeah, this thing is a beauty. I love it. This one has the stock Goto tuners. I'll never part with this one either. Probably my favorite guitar ever. And of course, I got the purple Rhodes here. So this is an RR24Q. I think it was a 2019 model. And I saw it at NAMM. I fell in love with it. Right when I saw one of them hanging on the wall, I was like, oh my God, this is my style. Quilted maple with a burst, dark purple to light purple, gold hardware. It's got the Seymour Duncan distortion pickups, which sound great in it. Some people I've seen have switched away from the gold hardware, put black hardware on theirs. Some people have put gold pickups in them. I don't think any of that looks good. I think the way that they designed this guitar it's perfect. It's a masterpiece. This is one of the few guitars I own that I haven't changed anything on. Everything is exactly how I bought it. I put strap locks on it, I think. I don't think it came with them. Some Jacksons do come with strap locks, so it's possible those even came on it, but I love this thing. It's so beautiful. Definitely one of my favorite guitars I own. The neck on it's very thin. It's got like more of like the Mh1000 style neck, and it's raw. That's what I really like. It's got like a satin finish to it, a raw feeling, great feeling neck, original Floyd Rose 1000 series, and volume tone. I do have a gold kill switch with a purple LED made by Tessie that's waiting to be dropped in. I also have a gold kill switch with a red LED that's ready for my Red Edwards, but these two guitars, there's something about them. I'm nervous to drill into them. If I was gonna repaint them, you know, I wouldn't mind, because if there gets some like little chip or something, I can repair it. But with these masterpieces, I don't want any chips on them. This one doesn't have any scratches or chips on it. The green one's mint. The red one's got one chip on it. Sucks. The natural one's mint. That one's got a little ding on the bottom. That's why I actually got it so cheap. But this one I actually got from my buddies over at Safe Haven Music, and they're a great guitar shop. They're located in New York, and I became friends with them online because I was talking about this guitar so much before I owned it. After I saw it at NAMM, I couldn't stop talking about it. And they reached out to me and said, we're getting some in stock. If you want one, we got one for you. Let's talk. So we came up with a little deal that I would promote them. I helped them sell a couple of them, and they gave me a good deal on it. So I'm forever thankful to Brendan and the crew over there, and check those guys out. Safe Haven Music is awesome. Now, that's my whole collection of guitars. What is it? We got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So is that what it is? Are we at 19 guitars now? I think so. I got 3 more to show you. 3 more I just finished working on out in the shop that are going to be for sale. So let's head out there and I'll show you those last 3. All right, guys. Of course, when I came out here, I found a couple more guitars. I said there was only 3 I was going to show you, but honorable mention, this one is the Jackson SL2Q that I was saying is the other blue guitar that I'm either going to sell or mod up. So I was going to just mod it, but I have so many guitars to work on, I might end up just selling it and giving it to someone because it's too beautiful to sand down. But if that's the next one to work on, that's the next one to do. So we'll see what I end up doing with that. Another one that's almost done and ready for sale is this, another Stealth Frankenstrat. So I had the Charvel one a while back and sold that. And I started building this one as like a more budget-friendly version. I've got the EMGs ready to drop in. The guitar's basically done. It's got the Wilkinson gold tuners up there, a satin Floyd Rose 1000 series in gold, which is beautiful. The pickguard is somewhere around here. And like I said, the gold EMGs. So if anyone's interested in buying Stealth Frankenstrat, I've got one just about ready to go. It'd probably only take about a week to get it completely finished up, you know, set up, tuned up, set up with the strings you want, and shipped out the door. Here we have an OLP MM1. I rebuilt this one over the last 8 months in the background, just here and there, doing a little bit in between coats of paint drying. I would come over and work on this thing. It's got the Frankenstrat paint job, got chrome tuners up there, custom matched headstock with a silver logo on it, which I think looks really cool. It just says Wolfgang. Got the cool zebra pickups, Strat style tremolo, single volume. It's the Wolfgang style knob, and we added a kill switch. It's a Tessie kill switch right up there that lights up when you plug it in. It's got eye bolts. It's relict. It's awesome, and it's for sale. So if you're interested in buying this thing, it's actually one of the more affordable EVH guitars I've ever done. Under $1,000 bucks, probably under 1,000 shipped even. And if you're interested in any of these 3 last ones I'm going to show you, email me, mark@guitarguts.com, and I'll hook you up with it. This one here is kind of the brother to the Frankenstrat that I showed you in the house, the blue and purple. I think this is my favorite Frankenstrat, or my favorite Wolfgang I've ever built. The blue and purple, you know, purple is like one of my very favorite colors for guitars. The maple neck on it looks so clean. It's got the single volume, the Wolfgang style knob, a Tessie kill switch in blue that lights up, black chrome EVH branded Floyd Rose and matching tuners. This thing's awesome. This is one that I would definitely keep, but I've already got the Frankenstrat in there that, you know, that one's more sentimental to me. And also, I want someone else to play this thing. I want to see you guys jamming on something like this. So this one's for sale too. Hit me up if you want it. And last but not least, another LTD made in Korea, Ltd Ex-100. I bought this thing 4 or 5 months ago. Again, it's one that I've been just working on in the background here or there, pick it up, do a couple things to it and set it back down, and it's finally done. It's an awesome one too. These sharp Explorers are awesome. I really like them. It's painted flat black with gold splatter, and the gold is actually shiny. It's got a really cool sheen to it. I like it. It's got mostly black hardware, and this is something I've never really done on a guitar until just recently. I've done 2 guitars like this now where most of the hardware where the strings are going is all black. You got the black tuners, the black bridge, the black pickups, but then the knob and the kill switch and the selector switch are gold, which it's a little different than most guitars. Usually you'd match the bridge and all the electronic controls, but there was something about it. I had some extra gold stuff around, I threw it on there, and I thought, that looks awesome. So it's got an EMG 8185 pickup set, got the Iron Age kill switch, Guitar Guts edition, so if you look close there, let's bring you in. You got the Guitar Guts logo on the kill switch, non-LED, and then we got the gold selector switch, gold knob, awesome guitar. Again, this one's for sale, so if you're interested in it, send me an email. You're going to see the Wolfgang, the OLP, and this one all on Trash to Thrash pretty soon. So you'll be able to even see the guitar getting built and the whole process behind it. It's really cool. This one's one that I think would look really good on my wall in there, but I've already got 20 guitars in there, so I can't keep them all. Appreciate you guys watching. Be sure to hit the like button. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what your top 3 guitars that you saw in my collection were. I said that almost every single one of them was my favorite. If I had to say which 3 were really my favorite, I've got to go with the Edwards, the red Edwards, the Gibson Flying V, probably the green Mh1000. That's probably my top 3. So thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in 2022. Rock on, my friends.